my loves. Welcome to the TRIBEvibe. Sorry we're a little late today. I had to get everything set back up, and y'all know how it goes. Things weren't cooperating. But how's everybody's week going so far? It's a lovely Tuesday on, I don't know what y'all weather's doing. Our weather is not cute. But anyway, we are going to be talking about resilience this week. And so, I actually just practiced a little bit of resilience myself for half a second because everything was trying to not work. But we're going to be talking about resilience this week. I think that was a good topic. We picked it last week when we were talking. Excuse me while I share. Last week we were talking and I was like, you know what? Resilience is a good one to talk about. So today we're going to do something simple. I'm just going to share some examples from my life about resilience and see if it's some things that you guys can relate to. And we're going to be sharing things a little differently this week. So we're trying something new. So we'll see how it goes. So if you are on Instagram on the business page, you'll be live with us at 7. If you're on Facebook, you're going to be live with us at 7 on my personal page. And if you're not on my personal page, then you're going to have to catch the playback we'll be posting it at 8. So TRIBEvibe will be at 8 o'clock on Facebook from now on, and on YouTube, and then on Instagram and on my personal page, we'll be there live at 7. So new stuff. Y'all know I'm always talking about growing. So I'm challenging you to come along for the journey and stick with me because we're going to figure it out. So if it doesn't work, we'll go back to the old thing and I'll let y'all know and y'all will work with me and be fluid and move over there too. Okay? I got faith in you. So, all right. So let's get into resiliency today. So I was mulling over and I was like, what do I want to talk about? And I actually was thinking, I was like, what would be great would be to talk about the business. I know a lot of people really, really, really want to be entrepreneurs now. It's like the new trendy fad thing to do. And everybody's like, oh, they living their best life. They ain't got to clock in. They don't have to clock out. But, and I think most people do a pretty good job, unless they're trying to sell you something, of actually telling you like, yo fam, this is not easy. Like, it is really a challenging thing to do your own business, because at the end of the day, there's nothing to fall back on. Like, if you want to go to work and be lazy for a day, they still gonna pay you. If you want to be lazy for a day and you're an entrepreneur, you're not making no moves, no money, no connections, nothing. And then sometimes you can work like 80 hours in a week and still not get any like monetary return, or you could get sales, but that don't mean that you about to get no money in your pocket either. So I was like, you know what? That's a really good example. So let's talk about resiliency in regards to being an entrepreneur. So like I said, it's really just kind of, when I think about resiliency, I really think about like the healthiest place you can be in when you marry like stress and strength and like perseverance. Like when you marry all those things together, that's kind of like where I am in my head as far as the definition of resiliency. So, we'll get more into it tomorrow and I'll give you the textbook definition of it and I'll let you know any theories that anybody has about it. But today we're just kind of talking about my personal spiel on it. And that's kind of where it is for me. It's like the golden zone. Y'all know I talk about the Goldilocks zone all the time. It's like, porridge too hot, porridge too cold. It's just right. And like, that's kind of like the just right space of being able to marry all of those things together to come up with something like great, right? To get a good outcome, turn the lemons into lemonade. And so for me personally, y'all, and I kid you not, I've been in business for 4 years. And I have done so many different things with the business. It took me a while to understand that I wanted to have like a wellness and self-care complex. We still working on the definition of that too. Y'all know everything's always in progress. But something akin to that, where we really want to like be able to be a trusted resource for people to be able to come in and exercise all things self-care and wellness, and to be able to come in and get the education, get the community, get the support. Like, we just want to be a hub for all of those things. But when I started, I if you guys heard the week where I talked about how I started the business, and that was like I think it might have been like the second episode. And I was just telling you guys, like, I started on accident. I was working and going to nursing school, and then realized that I didn't want to continue to do those things in the way I was doing them. And so I decided I was going to open a business, right? Bright idea, open a business. It's going to be great. So I do that. And then what happens? I'm selling like skincare products, which I love to make. People love the skincare products. They work great. And I love making them. But y'all heard what I just said we wanted to do. The skincare products wasn't really getting me to the place that I wanted to be as a business owner, right? Like to exercise that creative and that community. Y'all know I call this the tribe vibe. Like I'm really big on the tribe. So it wasn't getting me where I wanted it to be. So I tried some other different things, and to be even more specific, like we did workshops, like self-care and wellness workshops. If you know, now we have merch on the website, so we've done that, and we've done some different kinds of products. So I tried a bunch of different things, see kind of what would stick and what do people like the best. I've done wholesale. If you know anything about it, you know about it. We were over at Cleo's, downtown, well, close to downtown, like central area, doing the plant-based food for the folks with the seasoning from the ancestors. So, we've done a whole lot of different things. I do cooking videos, like I do this. So, and it isn't all because I'm just like, oh, like, scatterbrained and can't pick what I want to do. It's really like an exercise of resiliency for me. So I try something and it doesn't work, and I try something else, because I don't let the things that don't work out defeat what the big goal is, right? So the big goal, there's a really big picture, right? Like way down the road, I want y'all to be like, oh, Black Amethyst is like like Oprah's network. Like, you can just, she doing all of the things that interest her. Rihanna, she does those things. We're not gonna get on Amazon that just keeps on picking up more and more stuff. So, at some point I want to be able to have a company that's like that, where it's like, she can do, or she's doing everything, and it all makes sense because you see the bigger picture. But initially, I didn't understand that's what I was doing. And so I was just trying things to see what the folks wanted, like what there was a demand for, what I could supply. Like everything I do is always like to a certain standard. So everything was great, but it wasn't all measured and ordered, right? So I was just trying different things. Now, this is over the 4 years of my journey, right? Like now I know better, okay? But over that time, I was just trying stuff, and it really was kind of beating me up. There would be some times where it would really beat me up because I would spend a whole lot of time organizing and preparing and trying to make sure things was great and collabing with other people. And then sometimes like only a few people would show up, and I would just hate that because I was like, oh my God, I really have spent a lot of time and put a lot of energy and passion, and I really want to provide these services to the community, because I do these things because, of course, like it interests me, and it makes sense, and it works in my personal ethos and things of that nature. But I really, the whole push behind everything is that I want to like leave a legacy of positivity in the community, right? And so because of that, like I'm going to always continue to do, even if nobody shows up, because the push is for that. And I understand that sometimes you have to work and work and work. You guys, I talk about this all the time when we're talking about different things that you need to do to grow, and how things are, exponential. So you see small incremental changes, and then all of a sudden it takes off. And so I am totally of the mindset of that, right? I'm of that thought, that school of thought. So I already know that these things are going to happen, right? But at the same time, if you've ever been up against something that is really challenging and it keeps knocking you down, I didn't want to share again the story of school, but you guys know it when I talked about my journey with, trying to be in nursing school and all that stuff, of how sometimes things will really just come in and you just keep running in a brick wall and brick wall and brick wall. And so sometimes it's just all you have is the resiliency. All you have is the promise to yourself that you're going to continue to do what it is that you want to do. So for me in the business, that is, yes, I definitely, and not just in the business, I have experienced this in other parts of my life, that sometimes that's it. You just have to find that one thing, and you have to keep your eye focused on that. And when it comes time that, things are tough and it's getting rough, then you have to sit down with yourself and say, like, what is the big picture? What am I working towards? And that's where you find your ability to be resilient. I think that's it. It's as simple as that for me. Having that big goal in mind and understanding that, like, you're not going to be moved. Sometimes, you guys know I talk about this, about being fluid all the time, but there are very specific instances where you should be firm, solid, stuck. Like, you should not move off that point. And not like that you shouldn't move off of the point of like this very specific thing is going to get done. I think that can be a little detrimental because we continue to grow. And sometimes when you make those decisions about the things that you want to see, come into fruition, sometimes they aren't always the same thing that you need in the same way once you get there. So you got to be fluid with yourself to understand what the big goal is, but it's a part of the discipline, right? That you have to be very firm with yourself that it don't matter. It don't matter what's going on. It don't matter who, what, where, when happens. I'm not going to be moved off of my determination to leave a legacy of positivity, right? That's for me, that's it, right? Like, but you understand how I can exercise that in so many different ways. I didn't say like, I'm not going to be moved off of having the wellness and self-care complex. That's not, what I'm not going to be moved off of, because I have a full understanding that goal may morph as I grow as a person. But the thing I'm not going to be moved off of is leaving a legacy of positivity. Okay? So I think that if you can get something like that and be very steadfast in your understanding of what that means for you and what it looks like, be fluid in how you exercise what it is, right? But be very firm in your understanding of this is like your personal mission statement, your mantra that you speak to yourself daily, your affirmation, I call it ethos a lot. Like, what is the very core of who you are and how you want to show up and what you want to lead? We talked about this one other week about being able to say, like, if somebody wrote a book, what would the footnotes say? Like, what would the summary on the back of the book, if somebody just read the quick paragraphs about what the book is about, what would it say? And so I think that is where you find the strength to be resilient, is to find those truths for yourself. And so that you can always use them as benchmarks to check back in, to make sure that you're running the race the way you want to, not because somebody else told you to or society told you to, but because that's what is really true to your heart, your soul, your spirit, and what really matters to you. So, all right, that's it. I ain't got a whole lot to say. I do want to give a shout out. I'm going to tag her too. I don't know how she's going to feel, but I'm going to tag her because I have a sister friend that is very inspirational to me when it comes to being resilient. And I want her to know that I see her and I'm giving her flowers right now. Latoya Johnson, I see you, sis. I'm giving you your flowers. You are my shero when it comes to being resilient. And I want you to keep pushing, baby, because it's going to happen. So, all right. If you don't know about Victor the app, you're going to find out because we're going to be tagging. Y'all know I always tag all my business folks. So, we're going to be tagging and sharing everybody, okay? So, y'all going to find out about Victor the app. It's amazing. It's a must-have. So, when it gets done, it's going to be on and popping. Okay. Anyway. All right. I'm back from the PSA. So, all right. So, that was pretty much it. I don't have, y'all know I be talking like, y'all know I don't try to be preachy, but then sometimes I end up being preachy. My bad. But it was fairly simple today. So you guys got a good, nice, short, concise, kind of like, you got to pick my brain for a half a second today. So you don't get to do that very often, but you get to do it today. So we're going to get into our meditation. I didn't tell y'all. Y'all know I had to remind you to do what? Tag your accountability partner if you haven't already done so. I need you to take your finger and go hit the like, share button. Later, don't click off. Well, you can click off and come back. We'll still be here. Click the subscribe button if you haven't done that. Go visit the website, blackamethystnaturals.com. We have a 25% off sale for the Juneteenth because it's a celebration. We celebrating Juneteenth. We're celebrating Juneteenth for the ancestors, not because it became a federal holiday, even though I don't shy away from our just desserts because we deserve for that to be recognized as a federal holiday, because we also understand that there are people that are trying to make sure that people don't know about America's history. And Black history is America's history, and it needs to be celebrated, and it needs to be known and talked about just like everything else. So anyway, if you don't want your dirty laundry falling out the closet, don't do dirty stuff. Okay, I'm done with that. But anyway, we're celebrating Juneteenth at Black Amethyst Natural. So we got 25% off sale going on until this upcoming Saturday. It's site-wide, so you can get any and everything that's on there. We got some new shipping rates. So if you spend $30 or more, you get $3 shipping rates. If you spend $50 or more, you get free shipping. Don't quote me on those numbers because sometimes I'm dyslexic. But that I'm pretty sure that's what they are. But it says it on the website. So y'all go look at that because it's 100% for certain on the website. But anyway, so we got that sale going on the website, so make sure you check that out. And like I said, tag your accountability partner, and don't forget to tell your mama, your daddy, your brother, your sister, your cousin, your auntie, your uncle, and them about the TRIBEvibe, so we can reach one, teach one, because we want to make sure that we spread all this good information around to everybody that needs to hear it, and for the folks that need to hear it just to be reinforced. It isn't that I'm trying to come on here and say some stuff y'all don't know. I just want to make sure that we are speaking on it on a regular basis, because I do the same thing. I have full concrete, top to bottom, A to Z, understandings of things, and then I will go out and not do the thing that I know. So we need to make sure that we have regular conversations about these type of things so that we can be reinforced and reminded, so that we can show up living our best life and be our best self. Okay. All right. PSA done. Y'all did all of y'all social media stuff. I did all mine. All right, y'all ready for meditation? Let's get into it. I just want you to be you, okay? Just get comfortable wherever you at. Sitting or laying down is cool. Arms straight, arms bent. Whatever is going on in your space. If it's not too distracting, it's okay. But if it's super distracting, try to limit the distractions. If you can't, that's okay. Just if you get distracted while we're meditating, just acknowledge the distraction and come back to the meditation, okay? And then also, you can't do it wrong. I try to make sure I tell you guys that on a regular basis. I forget to say it every single time, but I always want to make sure you guys stay encouraged. You cannot do meditation wrong. You're here. That's all you needed to do. So just continue to come back so that you can get those gains. Okay, workout terminology. Keep coming back so you can get those gains, because it's exponential growth, and the more you do it on a consistent basis, the more results you'll see. All right. Okay, y'all ready to get into it? We heading over to Netflix. Headspace Guide to Meditation. I read it this time. See, I'm smooth with it today. I read it so that I can make sure I got all the words in the right order. So we're going to be listening to the last episode, which is kind of like, I don't want to call it a generic meditation. It's not specific. Some of the weeks when we talk about meditation, like the specific meditation that Andy is guiding us through it's like specifically for whatever topic we're talking about. Today, it's just kind of an overall live your best life meditation, okay? So we won't be in here and they'll be in here asking you, like, what do you do to make yourself feel resilient? Or in times when you need to be resilient, what do you do? He's not going to be asking you nothing that specific today. I just give you a heads up, because I know if anybody's like me and they are used to us being on here doing meditations that are specific, and then today we don't do one, they going to be thinking the whole time while we in meditation, where is the resilience talk at? He not going to say nothing about resilience today, okay? All right. So, okay, my loves, you ready? Everybody comfortable? All right, here we go. Let's see what volume Andy's on. Let me turn him up a little bit.
We're going to start with the eyes open. Here we go. Just aware of the space around you. So not looking at one thing, but just a soft focus of everything around you. And just maintaining that soft focus. Taking a couple of big deep breaths, breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. And each time as you breathe in, just noticing how the lungs fill with air each time, and breathing out, noticing how the muscles in the body soften as the body exhales. And just one more time, this next time as you breathe out, if you'd like to, just gently closing the eyes. And first thing, just take a moment, knowing you have nothing to do, nowhere to go for the next few minutes. Just enjoying that feeling of having stopped being still. Just starting to notice that feeling of weight, the body pressing down into the seat or the surface beneath you. Starting to notice the sounds around you, noticing any resistance to those sounds. And just reminding yourself to allow any sounds to come and go throughout the exercise. And as you bring the attention back to the body, just starting to get a sense of how the body feels today. So not thinking about it, but just noticing whether there's a sense of stillness in the body or a sense of agitation. Whether there's a sense of heaviness in the body or a sense of lightness. And in the same way, just starting to notice the breath, the movement of the breath, and how the breath feels today. Where in the body you feel that rising and falling sensation. And remember, as always, if you can't feel that rising and falling movement, just gently placing your hand on your stomach. And just staying with that movement. So just settling the body, settling the mind, allowing thoughts to come and go. And just staying with the breath, just for a few moments longer. So throughout this exercise, we're going to alternate. Every now and again, we'll come back to the breath, but mostly we're just going to rest in awareness. Again, I'll guide you through as we go. So letting go of any focus on the breath now. Just allowing the mind to do whatever it wants to do. So if the mind wants to think, let it think. If the mind wants to be busy, let it be busy. Just allow the mind to be completely free. Remember, the only thing you need to remember is to realize when the mind has wandered. And in that moment, in realizing it, the mind is no longer wandering. And we're already back where we need to be. So just allowing the mind to do whatever it wants to do. So allowing thoughts to come and go, even if they're thoughts about the exercise, just allowing them to come and then go again. So we're aware of the activity of the mind without getting involved in the activity of the mind. And then just gently picking up that movement of the breath again. Just going to stay here for a few seconds. So just pausing, again becoming aware of that rising and falling movement. And then once again letting go of that. And for a few moments longer, just letting the mind be free again. Letting it do whatever it wants to do. So remember, in this exercise, truly nothing to do. No need to focus on anything. No need to think about anything. Just allowing everything to come and go. Seeing it clearly as it does. And then just gently bringing the attention back once again to the body. Coming back to that feeling of contact and of weight between the body and the seat or the surface beneath you. Starting maybe to become more aware of the sounds around you. And whenever you feel ready, you can just gently open the eyes again.
Alright, how's everybody doing? In the middle of that, like, I always, like, when there's extra tension for me, I don't know if you guys ever hear me, I'll be like, and I just let it out, like, with the big, deep breath, so, like, I had a couple of those today, okay, hey, me, okay, anyway, alright, my love, so that was it for today. Tomorrow we'll be talking about, what is resiliency? We conjugated it. It all worked out. It almost didn't, but it worked out. We'll be talking about what is resiliency tomorrow, and then on Thursday we'll be talking about tips on how to exercise resiliency and how to be more resilient. So I hope you guys come back and join us for the rest of the week. I think this is going to be a good topic tomorrow, especially tomorrow and Thursday, yeah, because who wouldn't want to be more resilient? So I look forward to seeing you guys again. I hope you have a great rest of your evening. Self-love is the best love. I love you guys. Don't forget to do what I said. Tag your accountability partner, his share. Go check out the website. Make sure you get the sale. I don't want y'all to miss a sale. Okay? Okay. All right. I love you guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.